Hello everyone, and welcome to Sunless Sea by Fail Better Games. This is kind of like a H.P. Lovecraft kind of undersea, under the world, creepy kind of game. I'm absolutely in love with it. I've been watching it for a very long time. One of my favorite Let's Players played this for a while and had a very unfortunate end with that game, so I thought I might as well play it on my channel because it is one of my favorite games. And sorry about the clicking noise, I am going to be getting a silent mouse, quotations around silent, so it should be coming in on Tuesday. So here we're going to start. So Captain's Making, 3 decades ago in the region of Victoria, London, was stolen by bats. Now it lies a mile under the surface. It was dreadfully inconvenient for everyone, but it opened a vast black ocean to you. Welcome to the Unterzee. So, before we begin, I'm going to turn down the sound effects volume just a little bit, because I really love the sounds in this game. I actually used to fall asleep to watching it all the time. But we are going to choose a past. So, you now lodge in a room above the blind helmsman. Who were you? Now you're a captain. Now you belong to the Unterzee. But who were you before? Let's see. So each one of these gives you a different bonus. So this one is to veils, the skill of subtlety and evasion, the skill of trickery and knowledge, the skill of causing direct damage, the skill of healing and morale, or the skill of detection and perception. I think that having increased damage directly is pretty good start, so we're going to do the veteran of the campaign of 68. You fought in the invasion of hell. London's armies lost. You survived. Your loot and your pension have brought you a command. This will give you a bonus to iron, the skill of causing direct damage. Stern and exacting. They will not trifle with you. You promised a job to your acquaintance, the shady cook. He'll do until you find someone less disgusting. Talk to him and find out why he went to Z. So, to give a little warning, everything that's probably starts with an S is going to be a Z, so just there you go. So, choose an ambition. What does winning mean to you? Your father's bones. Your father was lost at Z. You never knew him, but you often dream of him. Find and return his remains to London for a decent burial. Fulfillment. Gather 100 tales. Learn all you can at Z. Write a masterpiece and retire. Or wealth. You know how it is to be poor. Now you want a mansion, servants, fine clothes, a family perhaps. So this one is about wealth, this is about stories, and this is about more questy stuff. And a private kingdom is not yet in the game, but it's establish a colony where you are absolute ruler. A utopia, perhaps. I'm gonna go with your father's bones because that is gonna take us on quite the journey. Find where he fell and bring him home. When you found your father's bones, you can retire to victory. Explore fallen London to find your first clue. An occurrence, your objective ambition quality is now find your father's bones and then retire. So, a last scrap of paperwork. Captain, an irregularity with the harbor master's office. They wish to know what term of address do you prefer? Ashore. This will determine what people call you captain, but your captain's gender is up to you. So that means you can be called madam, and you can be a guy, or vice versa, or whatever. Or you can be non-gender conforming, or captain. I want to be, I'll be my lady. Perhaps you really do come from a noble family. Who's to know? A pleasure to welcome you on board, my lady. A last piece of advice, explore, take chances. The captain will probably die. The Z is hungry. But each captain passes on lessons to the next. So basically, you are kind of supposed to die in this game. So now we get to pick a picture. So we have little scholarly, girl with a little tuft on her hair, girl with a top hat, Medusa-looking girl, gypsy-looking girl, scientist, pen person. Then we have kind of rough person, all this good stuff. That one's kind of cool. I kind of like the one with the pen. So I'm going to be Mimo, because that's just short, Madam Mimo. Your father lost at sea so very long ago. The trail was cold, but now you have a lead. The dark-spectacled admiral. 1 week ago, the admiral grew incautious after one brandy too many in the Parthenium Club. He made references to your father's deplorable end and expressed his regret that he had not prevented it. You are not a member of the Parthenaeum, but their head waiter once served in your regiment. This game needs to be read, so... You meet your friend, the head waiter, and learn that the admiral has not since returned. Perhaps he regrets his outspokenness. You have to find him in his lair at the Admiralty. Win 3 levels of Admiralty's favor and visit the Admiralty Service office to speak with him. Okay? So, we'll do advice for captains. The much-lamented M. de Meaux found a watery grave long, long ago. Probably your end will be no better, but if you read this book of invaluable advice, your chances will improve. Captains often die. This is not the end. When you die, you will learn lessons which will help you survive next time. Beware, the layout of the Unterzee changes with each new captain, but home waters are stable, and islands will only move so far. Legacies. Future captains can inherit some skills, officers, equipment, and money. Over time, you'll find extra items and advantages that allow you to preserve a greater inheritance. Okay. Of exploration. Exploration is the heart of the game. Risk brings reward. Staying close to London is safe, but eventually you run out of fuel and supplies. Exploring and playing port stories will allow you to find secrets and echoes. Speak to your officers to spend secrets on improving your abilities. Spend echoes on equipments in port. You can often find officers in London. On Mercy. Unforgiving mode is how the game is meant to be played. 1 autosave updated whenever you reach port and a wiped on death. If you're getting frustrated or want more leisurely exploration, you can switch to merciful mode. Saving or loading manually will permanently switch your character to merciful mode. This will remove the Invictus token. Completing a game with the Invictus token intact is a badge of honor. I'm probably going to go easy mode because I hate having to restart. On machines, your prow lamp diesel darkness reduces terror increase. Allows you to find Z marks. Your engines, of course, dive the ship forward into the night. Both your prow lamp and your engines use fuel. More powerful engines use more fuel, but all lamps use fuel at the same rate. Try not to run out of fuel. Note that the Admiralty will compensate you with fuel for port reports. When finding places to explore, your ZBAT Scout, technically it's a chiropterscope, but we're among friends here. Press Z or click the ZBAT button at the bottom of the screen and it'll tell you where the nearest undiscovered location is. Be warned, if you're moving, it will give less accurate positions. Pause to get more accurate readings. Okay. Fighting. When your enemy is in the arc of your guns, you'll see the firing solution. The glow around the fire buttons increase. When it's complete, let them have it. You can fire earlier if you like, but may miss. Larger ships may have access to different gun slots. A green glow means your enemy is in light. Enemy ships also have an arc on their guns. Try to stay out of their way. Enemy Z-Beasts will generally try to ram or bite you, and they'll submerge between times to avoid your attacks. If you're careful and turn your lights off, you may also be able to sneak up behind them and get a shot in first. When you put into port, you can generally explore and exhaust the story options until your visit. If you have the something awaits you quality, when at sea, you know the more story is waiting for you when you make port. It'll crop up whenever you're sailing around. If you see a flavor message like distant bells, that means you have something waiting. Flavor message. Terror increases gradually over time while you're out at sea away from land. Watch the skull. When you see orange or red pips, terror will bump up if you spend much longer in the frightening place. Many events will increase it too. To reduce it, use shore leave in London or in other ports, but London is most cost efficient to reduce it. Lots and lots of other stories increase or reduce terror. Almost done. On New Stories, we'll add new stories to the game from time to time. You can download them from the main menu, which I have already done. You need to register on account with our system to download stories. Coincidentally, this also gives you a login on our old rich cult browser game at fallenlondon.com. You should definitely give it a try if you like the world of Sunless, but it's 100% optional. So that's like the predecessor of this game. So now we are going to sell this book. And we received 50 echoes. Echoes are the currency in this game. And I think for the most part, I am going to have these episodes about 25 minutes long, not 15. We have 15 minutes left. So we're gonna look around at at London. She's the greatest city on the Unterzee, and you don't forget it. So we can visit the Admiralty Survey Office. They'll pay for information from Z captains, find out what and how. Okay, so the Admiralty's pickets, fleets, and intelligent networks are long gone. The survey office pays Z captains a small sum for recent reports. Well, ask if there's anything particular that they need. Speak to our agent here. We'll see what you can... Okay, so they want us to go to Gatorsmorn in the Corsair Forest, somewhere not far from home waters. And we can try to speak to a higher authority once I've proven myself. Okay, so now we're gonna leave. Let's see what else we can do. Visit the university's lot. Crews in the wolves. That's also... Hire on more crew. How many crew do we have? Can we tell? How do you tell? Oh, we have 8 out of 10 crew. For repairs, offer passage to tomb colonists, which is a good way to get money. Before we go to your father's bones, I'm going to look at our hold. So we have 5 supplies and 10 fuel. We have 120 echoes and an Invictus token. Tutorial! Your journal. Objects and stories progressions are on the right side. Mouse over icons or click the category heading to details. Cool. So these are like memoirs, objectives. So these are like tasks. This is our main quest, and this is just miscellaneous. These are our officers. So we have the cook. He can render supplies edible, if not palatable. He increases our hertz by 1. And then we have our comatose ferret mascot, mostly immobile. Occasionally it's feral. It also increases our hearts. Then we have shops. Here you can buy fuel, supplies, ship equipment, and trade goods. Shops are displayed on the left. Click on it to see its wares. So we can click on them, and they have a bunch of different things that we can buy. So this person mostly sells weapons, wolfstack docks, all kinds of stuff. Looks like Shipside Provisioners has supplies, flares, and fuel. Okay. And then the shipyard. So we have our current ship, the Tigerish, Alesia class steamer. The tramp steamer has served well, but for a long time. It has a hull of 75, a hull capacity of 40, and a weight of 1,000 and a quarters of 10. That means we can have 10 crew. It has a deck, auxiliary bridge, and engine slot. So we can eventually kind of upgrade our ship to some of these when we get money. But money in this game is a little bit hard to come by. And I need to go back... How do I do this? There we go. Oh, you need to earn favors. Okay, so we're gonna launch WASD to move. Oh, that... Okay. So W makes it go faster. Tap S to slow down. Okay. A and D to steer. Got it. Okay, so I don't have to hold it down the whole time. We'll go down to this little ship down here and see what's up with them. Now there are different monsters and stuff. So we are going a little bit slower on our fuel, because on the top left you can see our little speed gauge. Dock. Light ship. It clears. Bright beam warms the way. Purchase fuel, or we can't have that because we don't have recent news. Okay. So, let's launch again and kind of make our way around. Okay. It's good. Moody's Light. Purwall Point. So we kind of earned fragments over things that we discover, but since we are kind of close to London, we won't keep earning these. You only earn them once. You can only go to a 2, which is fine. Now me, I probably won't get too far from London because we don't have that much fuel. Okay, so we're probably going to go to Hunter's Keep and just kind of see what's up there. I really like the art style of this game. It's very interesting. Something awaits you. Okay. So we're going to slow down. And we're going to dock. So Hunter's Keep, a hump of dark rock swathed in mist like 100 other Unterzee islands. But there's a grand house, windows aglow, lawns impossibly green and lush in the false starlight, raked gravel paths. You stand on the dock as the sea nudges the ship's sides. An unexpectedly warm breeze carries the faintest trace of lavender. We can present yourself at the house, we can walk in the gardens, or we can reconnoiter, I don't know, the island, sure, or spy on the house. So, I think we're gonna go say hi. They will have heard your ship come in. Why hide? Knock and enter. A maid with smoldering topaz eyes shows you into the parlor where 3 young women wait. A visitor, the youngest cries, the next youngest chuckles, the elder sighs. Do excuse the indecorum, she says. Visitors are rare. You are very welcome. I'm Cynthia. The noisy one is Phoebe. The cheerful one is Lucy. You are in time for lunch. Will you join us? Sure. So, Cynthia is the oldest, melancholy, pensive, occasionally dramatic. Lucy, the middle sister, sunny, restless, prone to giggles. Or Phoebe, soft voice, watchful, and unpredictable. I think I'm gonna go with Lucy. Lucy leans over the table to you confidently, a complex story about a butler, a pig, and an inheritance. You don't follow all the details of the plot, but somehow the pig ends up in an attic and the butler in a vicar's bed. Candles flicker, dishes enter and leave, and the wind butts gently at the window panes. By the time the plum pudding arrives, you're as cheerful as you've been in months. So we gained 1 supplies. We now have the gods of the Z's stone's attention, and that's all for now. And we are acquainted with the sisters of Hunter's Keep. I think we'll also reconnoiter. I don't know. Plunging cliffs, soft green lawns, a well-tucked away fold of the grounds. Anything else? Ships rarely come here, nothing changes, even the weather. The house is the heart of the isle, the house and the sisters, but the Admiralty may be happy to know that nothing's changed, at least. Okay, so that's all we can do on this island, so we are going to launch ourselves off again. Speed that bitch up to a 2. This is kind of a slower paced game, so it's just the way it is. I think I'm gonna mostly kind of climb along the edge of the map for now, just in case there are any towns. There's the Low Barnet. Terror. When you see green lights on the ship, you're in the dark, and your crew's terror will rise. Watch the pips on the terror indicator. It increases. What the fuck is that? Oh, it's the music. Okay. That scared the shit out of me. Davies Bay. Here's our light. I really like the music in this game. It is a bit loud, but I might... Let's actually turn it down while we're here. Sorry, game. I think that'll be better. Sandra's Point. Oh wait, Carissa's Point, my bad. Sorry, Carissa. And a Hornman's Stag. Now, if you actually hit any of these, it does damage your ship, so try not to do that. I'm not the best of steerers, so hopefully I'll be okay. And we should be able to make it back to London without any problem. I'll slow us down a little bit, though. And turn off our lights, since we are near the coast. It is pipping up a little bit, but I think we'll be okay. Okay, so few die and fall in London, they come here instead. The tomb colony of Venderbite. On deck, you can hear the sound that 1,000 bandaged dead make as they shuffle and cough. It's something like the world's most restless concert audience, or the world's most plague-ridden cathedral. So I guess we should explore Venderbite. Here they favor candlelight over gaslight. The shadows are swagged like cobwebs. The tomb colonists stand still enough to be mistaken for sculpture. Until they laugh or cough. One building in 3 seems abandoned. Okay, so we could go to a picnic. The builders of this place worked very hard with great slabs of neath wall stone, carved with blank-eyed, unsmiling faces and blocky, stoic serpents. So, we could go to a picnic. Creepers climb that shattered pyramid, an owl blinks at you from an idol's mouth. In the undergrowth, a cave lizard munches decorously on a white cricket. This place seems peaceful. Rest for a while. I'll do that. Oh, great. So we've lost our supply. You and your comrades find stones to perch on and munch laver bread, truffles, and herring. Someone passes a bottle of Greyfields in adequate vintage. White crickets buzz in the weeds, a shiver of wind passes, and then the air is still. With that absence of chill that passes from warmth down here, 2 sailors compare tattoos. Your head swims pleasantly with wine. So, we've lost 2 terror, and we've lost a supply. Let's see what else we can do. Gather gossip. What's plotting what out in the tomb colonies? Along the coast of the Unterzee, it's remarkably hard to die. The decrepit and nearly dead who leave London become tomb colonists and settle here in bandaged peace. But they don't give up their ties to home or their politics. You gather a haul of complex clues, enough to keep your contacts in London interested. And we can visit the first curator. Z Captains. The first curator gives audience. The first curator is responsible for the preservation of the tomb colonies. It has been here much longer than London. Like all tomb colonists. Like all the oldest tomb colonists. But even tomb colonists dissolve in the end. Its time is close. No more light, the obsequious steward cautions you. The curator is terribly afraid of moths. He opens the door and you step into near darkness. A pair of luminous lamplighter bees buzz in a latticed ivory tube. There is no other source of light. A bandaged shape, no larger than a child, crumpled on a couch. It lifts its head with obvious effort. It takes several seconds for you to distinguish its voice from the soft buzz of the bees. So, we can listen to the whispered request. Z Captain, silk skin, not much left of me. I will go into the Grand Sanatorium. Bring me colors, 7 colors, pay well. 7 colors, Cosmogon, Irigo, Pelican, Steward has list. Find them here and there across the wide black Z. I guess he wants to give us something. So, we are going to ask about the Grand Sanatorium. One hears the name whispered here and there in the arcades of Venderbite. Oh, Silkskin, you don't want to know. The chuckling becomes a cough. We don't die here below, not unless we go to Z. So we needed something else, somewhere to end. Okay. Ask about the commission. Accept the commission. Thank you. This poor flesh thirsts for colors. So, it collapses, rustling back onto the couch. Even effort of speaking seems to have diminished it a little. The audience is over. As the door opens, it shrinks from the finger of light that reaches across the room. Outside, the obsequious steward nods. The book? Yes, the book. He hands you a slim, illustrated volume. The curator is old as dust. We will all be grateful if you do this one last favor. So he wants Pelican, Irigo, Viric, Violent, Opagayan, Gant, and Cosmogon, and it is called the Neath Bow. Cool. So it looks like we've done all we can in Venderbite, in the Tomb Colonies. So let's launch back into going back home to London, where hopefully I'll be able to end the episode, because I think we are getting close to that time. Yes, we are. Very close, actually. So I'm just gonna cancel that alarm. Oop, we have some kind of monster. Hopefully it ignores us. I'd really like it to be ignored. That would be great. Okay, it ignored us. Great. I guess they only add the music for when you're very far away, which is fine with me, but this is an interesting little area. It's like weird coral. Speak to your officers to improve abilities. I guess we could write speak to. What you're on? He might say more, but a coughing fit takes him eventually. Eventually, he straightens up and wipes his mouth slowly with his forearm. The shady cook is not the most hygienic of officers, but he'll do until you find someone better. We could increase your hearts by giving him a secret. We have 2. Spend a secret to improve your hearts, but no higher than 50. So we'll do that. And then we'll ask what he wants for. He looks you directly in the eyes, slowly. He repeats it more slowly. Sea of Lilies. He licks his lips very slowly. Eventually, you have to look away. The Sea of Lilies is somewhere in the east-central Unterzee. Okay. So, it looks like we need to go there for him. And then we are near the Low Baronet and Hunter's Keep again, but I'm not going to stop by Hunter's Keep again because nothing will have changed. And we are getting closer to London. London is actually fairly big compared to a lot of these islands and cities, though there are some scattered across the Unterzee. There's the Z-Bat. I quite enjoy that. Okay. So Mutton Island is some distance to the southeast. So, on next episode, we will definitely visit Mutton Island and hopefully find different things, and we'll turn in quests and all kinds of goodies. Oh. The Revenue Man. Her Enduring Majesty Customs Service works closely with both the Ministry of Public Decency and the Masters of the Bazaar. Today they have selected you for an inspection. Don't cheat them. Let them do their worst. You have nothing to hide. Yeah, I don't have anything to hide, so here you go. Vexed and frustrated, they roam your deck like wolves. They tear through your belongings like termites. At last, they leave. Suspicion haven't changed because it's lower than 5. Okay. And we'll collect our messages. Roser's Wharf. The Rose Market bustles on Roser's Wharf. Who will be there today? So, thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed, please leave a like. If you have something to say, please leave a comment. And if you would like to see more Sunlessly, please like and subscribe. And I will see you all later.